Okay, so I want to talk about Black women and strategic alliances. Okay, so in the business world, a strategic alliance is an agreement between two or more independent companies to cooperate when it comes to sharing resources where it's beneficial. Now, in these arrangements, each company is still their own separate entity, they still do their own thing. They just come together where it's beneficial so that everyone can collect a bag. An example of a strategic alliance, and I know this person I'm about to mention, she's problematic. She's got her own stuff that comes with her. I'm just talking about this one particular situation. But Nicki Minaj and her recent show in London at the O2 Arena, what she did that night is she had two women who were rappers in the UK perform on stage. And they performed each other's songs together. It was a great moment in hip hop. Those two artists are Lisa Mercedes and Miss Banks. That is an example of a strategic alliance because if you're Nicki Minaj, if you connect yourself to new and up and coming artists, guess what? You get to tap into that younger audience of people who, maybe they don't listen to you as much as they may listen to other artists. But by associating yourself with what's new and what's fresh, you tap into that audience. And then it's beneficial for Miss Banks and Lisa Mercedes because they get to tap into Nicki Minaj's audience, and they had the opportunity to perform in front of over 20,000 people. I'm sure it was a paid performance, so they got to get paid. They got to have the association with an established artist. Everybody benefits. And at the end of the night, when everyone walks off the stage, there's still three individual artists. Nicki Minaj is Nicki, Miss Banks is Miss Banks, Lisa Mercedes is Lisa, right? And they all have music out. And so now the strategic alliance that they had at the O2 Arena in London will also help them with the sales for their individual projects. And it's unfortunate that you have so many newer rappers in the US who have not been able to build those alliances with other women in hip hop. As a matter of fact, when someone recently asked Cardi B about the infamous Harper's Bazaar incident, she said it was bad for business. She literally said it's bad for business. Why? Because listen, it would have been amazing if those two women could have come together and did a song, just the two of them. It would have been amazing for the culture. It would have been beneficial for Nicki because you're connecting yourself to what's new and fresh. So you tap into that audience, and it would have been extremely beneficial for Cardi because you have a woman who has a large fan base and you could tap into that support so you could both collect the bag. And so that anytime you have an accomplishment or anytime you have an interview, people aren't asking you about somebody else. They're not asking you about a beef. They're not asking you about drama. The focus can be on you as a new artist and the things that you're accomplishing. Do you see what I'm saying? And I know Cardi is Latina. I just use her as an example because she is a large artist. But you could say the same thing in reverse about Lil' Kim and Nicki Minaj. If Lil' Kim and Nicki Minaj could have been friendly with each other, then when Nicki was a new artist, it would have been very beneficial for Lil' Kim to connect herself with what was new and fresh at that time and tap into that audience. And then that would have been beneficial for Nicki Minaj to be able to tap into the audience of like those 90s rap fans. Lil' Kim finally said to someone during a radio interview, if you really care about me, why are you asking me about the beef with Nicki Minaj? Why? Because with that beef, unfortunately, now Every interview that Little Kim is in, she's asked about Nicki Minaj. And it's been that way for 10 years because they haven't been able to form that strategic alliance. And at this point, it doesn't benefit Nicki Minaj to do that. So I just wanted to talk about the importance of strategic alliances, particularly with Black women that you're like minded with, right? Um, I would not suggest trying to form partnerships with people that you know that you deeply disagree with and you don't really care for each other, because you don't want to have people in your inner circle that don't have your best interests at heart. But if there are Black women out there, you're like-minded with each other, you both are level-headed, and you feel like you can accomplish some things together, particularly those of us who are divested, and when we encounter each other in the real world, that's something to think about. The importance of strategic alliances, and also having allies makes it more difficult for people to attack and threaten you in the ways that we've seen happen with divested women on social media over the past few weeks. All right. Anyway, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you guys soon.